G'day and welcome to another Pokemon Go video. So jumping into Go Battle League and the Kanto Cup. So Pokemon with maximum CP of 1500 and from the Kanto region. So I've got Wigglytuff and Alolan Marowak there already selected. So let's throw in Hypno. So Hypno running Confusion, Shadow Ball and Thunder Punch, Wigglytuff running Charm, Ice Beam and Play Rough, and Marowak running Fire Spin, Shadow Bone and Bone Club. As you can see, the Hypno is by no means rank 1, and neither is Wigglytuff there, so we'll see how we go. Expecting to see a lot of Lickitung, a lot of the Kanto starters, and we'll see what we get. So Lickitung on the lead. So if this is an XL Lickitung, going to be doing a whole lot better, but we'll see. So swap that out because the lick damage there is just going to add up immensely onto the Hypno, so I'll swap that out, and they counter that with an Alolan Marowak of their own. So this is not too bad for me. The Shadow Bone is not going to do much damage, so I don't need to shield that up, and they throw the Bone Club. I'm going to throw this Play Rough. They decide not to shield it, but because of that, you can see that even though it was resisted, the Charm and the Play Rough really chunks away. So I'm going to come back in with Hypno here. I'm going to shield this first one up because Shadow Bone is going to absolutely destroy me. They do decide to throw the bait, which is fine, and they're going to throw another bait. So absolutely loving it there. In comes the Lickitung, and I'm just going to throw these Thunder Punches. We'll see if we grab a shield. So grab the first shield. Want to store up some energy there, and then swap out. So they've counter swapped into their own Hypno here, which is really good for me because they've now decided to let a Shadow Bone through. Going to throw now the Bone Club, shield up their move, hoping for something big. It is the Thunder Punch, which, yeah, is what it is. Out comes the Lickitung. If they're throwing a Body Slam, it's going to do next to no damage. As you can see, there you go, next to no damage. Going to get to another Bone Club here, and that's going to be enough to allow me to swap out into the Hypno and try and throw the energy that I had stored there. However, wasn't needed. One Confusion, and it took it down. So Happy Days was able to take that first game. So the big play there was them no shielding my Shadow Bone, and then I also got the defense debuff. So we'll jump into the next one, and we've got Aerodactyl on the lead. So bit of an interesting choice. We'll see how we go. So I want to shield this up because I'm not 100% sure what it has, and it is a Rock Slide, so not going to be hugely detrimental to us. Going to throw the Thunder Punch, which is going to do huge amounts of damage there, but because I overfarmed, I don't want them to get to another charge move, so I will just throw straight away and able to take that one. So for this one, what I'm going to do is, well, not shield this up. Let this be taken out, and then come in with the Alolan Marowak to go to town fire spinning, expecting them to swap out, but my throwing that charge move was just a little late, so they swapped out at the perfect time. Going to swap into the Wigglytuff here and just go to town, absolutely farming this thing down. If they decide to throw a move, fine, I'm going to let it go. We'll see what it is. It is the Hydro Cannon. Doesn't quite do enough to KO me, which is absolutely perfect. I'm going to throw the Ice Beam here, so don't know why, just expecting it to get a shield, and they decide not to shield it, and then I don't know whether they got a little bit of lag there or decided that was GG's, but yeah, it is what it is. So Happy Days able to take that game. At that point, it was pretty close to being over, because I would have been able to fire spin down with the Alolan Marowak. So jumping into this next one, and we've got Dewgong on the lead. So another one that I do expect to see a lot of, and unfortunately expect to see a lot of Icy Winds coming through, and there's the first one to debuff me. So I'm going to overfarm by just the one, and then throw the Thunder Punch. We'll see what they want to do. So they decide to shield that up, which is fine. Going to go through for another Icy Wind here, which is probably not ideal. So what I probably should have done there is shielded that second one up so they couldn't farm me down. So for this, I'm going to have to come in with my Wigglytuff here. And look to farm down. So again, I'm not going to shield this up, and it is another Icy Wind. So going to look to absolutely farm down and see what they bring in. So out comes the Hypno, and I'm going to swap into my Alola Marowak. I now know Alola Marowak is my win condition, so I will shield this up. So decide to shield that first one up and then go straight for the Shadow Bone, and we'll see what they want to do. So no shield there, expecting the bait, and again absolutely working a dream for me. So going to again throw straight into the Shadow Bone. This time they decide to shield, which is fine, and we'll see what they want to do. So going to throw energy, but I am actually going to shield this up, and it is the Shadow Ball, so that's absolutely massive, and I am able to get to another charge move here, and then I'll swap into my Wigglytuff and farm down, just because I don't want them to farm any extra energy. So into the Wigglytuff and able to take that one. So for this set, if you watch my last video, which shows some Master League battles, I did actually bridge over the two. So I got the first 2 wins in Master League, and then got 3 wins in the Kanto Cup for my first 3. So check that last video out if you want to see what's going on. And then was able to go 5-0 in that set. So we'll jump into the next set and see how we go. So Charizard on the lead, so one I'm expecting, and so this is not too bad because the Thunder Punches are going to be doing quite a bit of damage. So going to shield this first one up, and it is the Dragon Claw bait. And going to then throw the Thunder Punch after that 1 extra charge. So they decide to shield that up, which is absolutely fine. And I do get to another Thunder Punch before they're able to get to their next charge move. And so in that case, I'm going to double shield as well and take switch. So expecting that to be a Blast Burn, which it is. And they decide to switch that out because they don't want me to farm it down. And I'll come in with my Alolan Marowak. So I'm assuming that they weren't able to get to the move that they wanted to, because Grass Knot is really not going to be very effective. Going to overfarm just a fraction and then throw the Bone Club. Out comes a Blastoise. So seeing a lot more Blastoise than I was expecting, but able to get to another Bone Club there. So for this one, I'm going to look to try and get to a Thunder Punch. Unfortunately, they're able to get to a charge move first. The Hydro Cannon is going to be enough to take me out. But for this one, their Hydro Cannons hopefully are not going to come in fast enough, and I'll be able to fully farm that down. One charm from Wigglytuff should be enough to take out the Charizard, which it is, and I'm able to take that game. So good game right there. So we'll jump into the next one and see how we go. So obviously there's a few things that we don't want to see on the lead with Hypno. Anything that's dark type we don't really want to see. And we've got another Dewgong. So let's see if we can play this one any better than the last. So first, Icy Wind comes through. Going to look to overfarm just a fraction, and then, well, I'll say just a fraction. So double Thunder Punches there, and they've let that one go through. Unfortunately, they get to another one before I'm able to, so Icy Wind comes through, but I wasn't able to catch the move, swap out into my Wigglytuff, and they counter that with a Golbat, so that's really not ideal for me. This thing is going to absolutely go to town with the charge moves, so I'm going to shield this up, because Poison Fang is going to be doing a lot of damage. Able to get to my Ice Beam here, which is also going to do a lot of damage, but obviously it gets shielded up. So right now they're able to farm up a lot of energy, so this is really not looking good. And they beat me to the move, so was really hoping to be able to get to throw this charge move before they could, but not to be. So they let that one go, and they've got a move in the back, and out comes Alolan Raticate, so dark type, really not good for me, and this Alolan Marowak is not going to be able to do anything there, especially with the Dewgong in the back. So that is a good game, unfortunately, and they took it. So having a really hard counter to my Wigglytuff, not ideal. So good counters all the way through. Fairly neutral match at the start, but still a winning match, and then able to counter all my swap ins. So we've got another Charizard on the lead, and they decide to Blast Burn me, which I do shield up, and then swap into their own Hypno, trying to catch a move. So I'm able to get to swap into my Alolan Marowak, throw the Shadow Bone, and they decide not to shield it. I'm actually going to shield this up, and it is just the Thunder Punch. So that's really frustrating for me. And we'll see what the next one to come through. Another Thunder Punch coming through, and I'm going to look to farm this all the way down, which I am able to do. So for this, I'm going to throw the Shadow Bone here, and we'll see what we get. So Charizard comes back out. They decide to no-shield the Shadow Bone. Really big mistake for them. Down goes Charizard. Out comes Venusaur. And I'm able to get the debuff. So throw the Shadow Bone. They did shield that one up, which is the right play to make. But able to catch it. So for this one, I was trying to switch into my Wigglytuff here to catch that move. Unfortunately, I didn't catch the move. It was just a little bit slow to swap, and that means they were able to get to a Sludge Wave there, take me out, but I am able to come in with the Hypno, thankfully, and throw the Thunder Punch and then farm it down. So really close there, and almost lost that game for myself by not catching that move. Should have just come straight in with the should have just stayed in with the Hypno, but because I pressed the button, they threw the move and then it swapped afterwards. I had no choice, but it is what it is, and we'll jump into the next one. So they've got a Wigglytuff on the lead for them, which is not ideal for me, but also, yeah, we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to throw straight into the Thunder Punches here, so I do know I'm going to be able to beat them to a move. And then what I wanted to do here is get to a Thunder Punch. So again, slight over farm on the moves there, and we'll see what they want to do. So unfortunately, they are able to take me out, but I'm going to come in with my own Wigglytuff, and we'll see what they have in the back. So taking a little while to choose what they want, and it's the double fairy line. So that's interesting, and so what I've got to do here is try and get to this charge move, which I am able to do, and they decide to no shield. Out comes the Alolan Muck, and able to put in a lot of hurt here. So I know I'm going to be hit with back-to-back Dark Pulses, so going to let this first one go. I did get a Fire Spin off in between. Going to shield up this second one, and it is a race. Can I get to back-to-back Bone Clubs? That is my only hope. So first one, obviously, going to be shielding up, and the second one registered. Absolutely outstanding. Let's see what this does, and it takes it out. 1 HP, an absolute dream, able to take that match. So really happy with that match. Very, very close match there. So double Fairy and the Alolan Muck in the back, so able to take that win, which is very, very nice. So we'll jump into the next one. We've got Venusaur on the lead, so really good lead for me because I've got 2 Pokemon that can handle that and 1 Pokemon that really wants to avoid it. So if they want to swap out, I'll probably counter with the Wigglytuff. So out comes the Clefable there, and I do swap into the Wigglytuff to make sure that I do not meet that with the Venusaur. So I'm going to shield this up because I want to maintain switch, and I will be able to throw an Ice Beam onto the Venusaur. Unfortunately, it is not the Venusaur that is coming out. Thankfully, they decide to shield that up, and I'm going to bring in my Hypno here with energy charged and go to town throwing these Thunder Punches. So thankfully I'm able to get to back-to-back Thunder Punches. They shield up that first one, and let's see what they want to do here. So expecting to see I was not expecting to see a Skull Bash come through, and so I don't know why they decided to swap out, because they just got the boost. The Alolan Marowak is going to be able to charge this down, and I want to save enough energy to throw straight onto the Lapras when they come back out. So not 100% sure what that swap out. I assume it was a blind swap because, yeah, that's the only thing that I can think of. So I was able to go 4 and 1 in that set, so really nice. Get a Snorunt as a reward. Got the excellent throw. I'll link to a video if you want to check out how to improve your excellent throws. But hopefully that was useful for someone, and thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.